Hi there, welcome. In the last video, we have seen how to install Parse, and in this video, we are going to learn some basics, how to create objects, how to read those data from our server, Parse server, how to connect our front-end application with Parse server, how to log in, how to sign up, how to log out using Parse server, and all these are made very simple because of Parse server. So let's learn. Okay, so I opened my terminal. You can open git bash if you are on Windows. Let's go there where we have kept our Parse server. Let's get into this. Open our code editor, which I'm using VS Code. Let me adjust the screen. Get into the recording area. Okay, so where is my index.js? By the way, we don't have to do any configurations today because Parse server, once it is connected with database, it's ready to use. We don't have to do much over here. So let's start our server using npm run watch. So it's going to run our server using nodemon, so we don't have to restart our server again and again after making any changes in the server. Okay, let me open a duplicate tab where I'm going to run the Parse dashboard, the Parse companion which I showed you yesterday, an awesome companion. So let me run npx Parse dashboard. I just pasted the complete command over there, and let's open our dashboard using localhost :4040. Unable to connect. So what could be the problem? I guess it's same. Yes, as I must remove that S and start. Let's remove it from here as well, so next time when I use this, I don't have to remove the S separately. Let's restart. Cool. So our server is connected. Let's open it, and what I will do, I will clear up our server, any of these classes which I have created yesterday. So I'm going to remove this. So if there is no data in the class, we can directly remove the class giving the class name. But if there is data and we will try to remove it, you will see. So it is going to give us an error that is not empty. So first we need to empty the data before removing any class. Okay, so delete all. Now I can delete the class. Cool. Okay, so now only the default classes are available, which is role and user. Now let's open a new tab and open the documentation for Parse JavaScript guide, from where we will try to connect our JavaScript client with Parse server. Okay, so here it is, JavaScript guide, and you can see there's the Parse client link which we need to use. Okay, so what I will do, I will open a new terminal and let's navigate to desktop and create a new folder, client or Parse client maybe, and let's get into that. It should be cd Parse client. Okay, now I will open my code editor inside that. So this is for we will write some code for the client, into this. That's why I'm opening a new editor. Our server is up and running, so I will create a new file. Okay, let's create a new file, index.html, and let's our boilerplate, HTML boilerplate. Okay, now I will add a script tag. Before that, let's give it a title, Parse server JS guide maybe, or JavaScript guide. Let's add a script tag. Now let's copy the script from here and put it here. So now our parse will be connected. I will create a new JavaScript file, app.js, and I will connect it with this HTML. Okay, so again script src equals to app.js. Okay, hopefully our JavaScript file is connected with HTML. Let's try to test it. Let's say hello. Okay, so now I will go live using this and it will open a new tab. Let's check the console. And here we go, hello. Okay, from app.js. So our JavaScript file is connected successfully. Now let's do some Parse initialization, so it will get connected with our Parse server. For that, you can see you can use parse required for node and you can import it, but for plain JavaScript we can use this parse initialize, and here we have to put the app ID. I guess it is my app ID. Let's cross check it. Yeah, that is my app ID, it's correct. Okay, so now we don't need this unless you configure it on the server. That is optional. Let's do a local host here, and now this is connected with our Parse local server. Okay, so let's try and create a new class and put some data into it. Okay, so where to start? Here, let's bring our dashboard back to back so we can switch back and forth. Okay, now let's start with so right now there is no class other than the default classes. You can create a class from here, but we want to create it from the client side. Okay, so I will do parse not I think this. Let's create a const class name. Let's say game score equals to parse dot object dot extend, and the name which we want to give to our class, which will be game score again. So now I will create a arrow function, const create game score. Maybe add game score will be much better, I guess. So let's do add game score. Const. So let's create a instance of the object which we created above. So new game score, and using this instance we can set some key value pairs inside it. So the field name basically, so score will be a name, it it should be a number, so I'll put number over here. So let's say 180 is fine. Game score dot set. So whatever the field name we want, all those field names should be put using game dot set. Now it is a string. So next time whenever we are going to push a new game score, we must follow this. So score always should be number, game always should be a player name should be string, and let's we added rank as well. Okay, so now finally game score dot save. So it is going to create this game score class if it is not already created, and put this data into that particular class. Okay, so this must be a async function, so we will do async and await, and response we will catch into response. Okay, now we are going to display it using console.log, so we can check what response we are getting. Also to catch the error we'll do try catch block. Okay, so I will do try catch, and let's move this code into try block, and to catch the error for now let's do console log error and message. So we don't need the complete error object, we will just check the message we are getting in case of any error. Okay, so now let's try to run this. Add game score. Okay, so great. So it seems like our class is created, we get the class name, and look, the class is created and data is also stored, score, player name, and the rank. Okay, so let's try to make this string. Let's put it Tom, and this time it should give us an error. Okay, look, we are getting a clear error from our server. Okay, we didn't created this error, it is coming from Parse server itself. So everything is created for us, we just have to issue the commands and we are getting the output. Awesome. So next object also we added. So John, Tom, both rank is second. Okay, now we have created the data inside our server, so let's try to query that data. Okay, so let's comment this and create a new function, const query game score, and this time let's use async await, because these operations are asynchronous, and we must use async await. Okay, before that, I like to show you one more way. Okay, how we can do, because you can see every time we have to do game.set. So what we can do here is we can create an object like mm, game score object. So let's do this and create an object. Okay, so whatever the data fields we have added, it should be same. Okay, and I will do score and maybe 120, and player name, let's say Jack, and its rank is 1. Okay, but it is odd that its score is 120, so let's change it to 220. Okay, now we can pass this object inside save. Okay, now let's try. So for me this is really a simple way, rather than doing using set again and again. Let's pass a simple object and our object is created, Jack. Okay, so this is other way. If means if you want to use set is fine, otherwise you can use an object and you can pass that into save. Okay, so let's query this. So let's say const query equals to new parse dot query, and we have to it should be parse dot and we have to pass the class name, which is game score. Okay, and we must initialize it before, so which I already did on the top. Now I will do query dot equals to, so suppose we want to get some data of some particular user or by rank maybe. So let's say all the users who have rank 2 or the players who have rank 2. Okay, and now we can do query dot find, and it is going to find the objects from the server, and this is asynchronous, so we need to put await, and let's catch the result. Let's do console.log result. Okay, so let's try to run this function and see. So we have two users inside, so definitely we are getting those two. Okay, so one thing is we get the object, but to display the data, what we will do, we will loop through the data because it is an array. So let's do user of results. So because we are going to get user out of it, actually it is player, but let's keep it like that. Console.log user.get. So we have to get it like we have to set same way. We have to get the player name. Okay, all the player name which we have in the array. And now let's try and run, and we have two users, players. Okay, if we say rank 1, so only one user is there who have rank 1. Okay, so that's how we do query. So there are more ways to query, and if we go to the documentation and click on queries, you can see. So there are different type of query. The one which we use is query equals to, and there are content all, full text, and there are different. So you can go and check and try those queries. Okay. So for different scenarios, we can use different type of queries from there. Now, okay, so now before moving forward, let's comment these functions. So like this one is to create a new object, and I just completed all the comments. Let's put this query into try catch block. So I will just cut it, put it in try block, and here we will do the console error dot message. Okay, now let's move to sign up function. We are going to sign up users. So again, it come out of the box from authentication is provided by Parse server. So let's do create user, and it will be a asynchronous arrow function. Okay, so to create a user, we have to initialize uh, a user object which is provided by parse server, which so we will do new parse dot user. Okay, now we can use this user instance and save the user or sign up the user. But before that, let's put the user object where we will pass the username and password. So user object, and then we have username, so we have to pass the username. This cannot be changed. Okay, so let's say Jack. Then we must pass password, and we can also pass email. Okay, but it is optional. Okay, but if we want to verify our user, we must put email. Okay, so verification, email verification is also provided by Parse server. Okay, so let's create our try catch block, and let's await user dot sign up, and we will pass the object, user object inside this. Okay, and let's const response. So I will just do res and console it log, console.log response. Okay, and let's catch the error using console.log error dot message. Fine. So let's try this. So create user, and let's run. Okay, so we don't need that argument. And sign up is not a function, so I uses the user object here where we have to use user which we initialized. So here we go, our user is created. Now let's check the Parse dashboard. Right now there are 0 user. Let's refresh, and there is 1 user now with a new session class also created. Okay, so what Parse do is when user sign up, it automatically logs him in. So if we go to application and check the local storage. Here you can see that key and value. The token is, the session token is provided, user details, everything is there. So okay, so Parse client automatically inject that user token and user details into local storage, so it automatically logs the user in. So that is an awesome function. Okay, so user is logged in, and now what we can do is we can check if the current user is logged in or not. Okay, so there is one more functionality which I will show you. Let's comment it like check current user. Okay, so let's do current user await. I'm not sure this will be asynchronous or not. It should not be asynchronous actually, but let's see. So let's do user again, user details. So because we are going to get the details out of it, so so remove that async, and now we have parse dot user dot current. Okay, so it will check if our user is logged in or not. Okay, so let's check user details, and let's try to run it. Here we go. So we get the user ID and the complete user object is provided. We can check it into the attributes. Okay, username, and if you want to get something particular, we can use dot get and the field name. So suppose we want to get the username of that particular user, like Jack. Okay, so the username is Jack and we get it. Okay, so it's that easy. We can also check the session tokens if you want. So session token is also there. So whenever we want to query authorize query, we don't have to pass the session token. It get it done automatically by the parse client. Okay, so let's move on sign out, because now we already log in when we sign up. So let's log out first and then we will see how to log in a user. Okay, so let's do logout user, and so we'll do parse dot user dot logout. We must remember O should be capitalized. Okay, and this is a asynchronous function, so we will use async await. And let's try to console log. So what we can console log is the current user. So let's copy this from here and check if that current user will be available after logout or not. Okay, now let's log out user, and null. Okay, so user successfully logged out, and we can see here that user object is also removed from here, from the local storage. Okay, great. So let's move next and try to log in the user. Okay, so login user, As you know, it will be a sync function and await parse user dot login. I should be capital, and we have to pass username and password. Okay, so username is Jack and password is password, so J should be capital. Okay, let's catch this into a response. So I should do const user equals to, and this console.log that user. Okay, so we can also put this into try catch block to catch any error if you want, but for now I'm just moving forward with this. And here we go, we logged in and we get that, and in application, or you can see the local storage, we get the user information. Okay, which is automatically injected by Parse Client. So that is great. That is how we do login. Okay, guys. Now let's try to create a post and create that relationship between this user and that post, that this user has created that particular post. Okay, so let's do it. So I will just put a comment that maybe user post, something like that. Okay, so again I'm going to create one function, create post equals, so definitely it's going to be a async arrow function, and first of all we have to initialize the object. So if that post class is not created in the server, it's going to create that server class, and if that is already created, it's going to update the data which we are sending from here. Okay, so first of all we have to do parse object dot extend, and we have to give the class name. Okay, so just remember these simple steps. After that we have to create an instance of this object using new post. Okay, now we can create our post object and put the fields which we need for a post, like maybe title, and it let's call it test title. After that content or post content. So yeah, let's find test content is okay. And author, now we are going to make that relation with this particular user, and how we are going to do that is we have the current user, right, and we are going to pass that current user here. So where is our current user? Let's copy it. I don't want to type it, feeling lazy, guys. Okay, so let's copy it from here, and we are going to get the current user, and let's call it user. Okay, and put it here. Okay, so after that we are going to create our try catch block, and we are going to save this post. So you might be wondering that that user may be an object which is going to saved as object. So let me show you that in the Parse dashboard. Actually it's going to create an pointer which is connected to our user. So I'm going to show you that in Parse dashboard. Okay, so let's complete this console.log message error.message. Okay, so it's easy, just 3-4 steps and we are ready. Let's go to our browser, console log. Okay, there is some error. What is the problem? Yeah, it's extend, not extent. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so our post class is created and hopefully that data is also get stored. So yes, successfully stored. Now you can see title, post content and author. So this is pointer and it is connected directly with our user. Okay, so this way you can create the relationship, not only for user, but if you want to create connection between two tables, you can do that as well. Okay, you can create pointers for that. So okay, let's create few more posts and store it. Let's create one more. So after that we will try to query that using that particular user. Okay, now what we will do that we will log out from this user because we have created 3 posts for this user. We are going to sign up with a new user and then we are going to create few more posts for that user, and after that we will try to query the post with that particular user. Okay, so first log out. So we are logged out now. Let's sign up a new user. So where is our sign up function? Okay, here. So let's say Tom. Okay, and everything is fine, I guess. Let's go uncomment this and boom, our user is created. Cool. So as you know that once it is created, it automatically get logged in. So we can create our new post. I will say Tom title 1. So let's say Tom title 1 here again. And author, definitely this user is going to be an author. So automatically it will take it from the current user. Okay. So I will refresh. Woohoo! You can see that that author is created and it is pointed to Tom. Okay. So that's easy, guys, right? It's really easy. You can do it easily. So let's create one more post for it and after that we will move to query. Okay, so that's it. Let's comment this and let's try to query. Now where is our query? Query sign up. Yeah, query. Cool. So we are going to change this game score to post. Now here equals to, we will do author, right? And we are going to pass the current user again. Okay, so right, the current user have 2 posts. If you remember, we just created 2 posts. We didn't logged out that user. Okay, so now I'm going to paste it here and let's call it user. Copy this and we are going to put it here in query dot equals to author. So it's going to search all the post with this author. Now we are going to find it. Here we will change this to title and we are having post. So let's change it to post, get post. Okay, now let's query. Here we go, uncomment it and run. Okay, so we have two titles, Tom title 1 and Tom title 2. That's great. Now let's log out this user and let's log in with Jack. Okay, it is logged out. Let's log in with Jack. Jack already it is here, so I think it will log in now. Okay, Jack is logged in. Now I'm going to call query game score again. Woohoo! See, 3 post which is created by Jack is here now. Okay guys, so I think we have covered all the basic, all that you need to get started. Now you can go on documentation and learn more about it. And if you have any questions, please put in the comments and I will get back to you. So thank you so much guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Take care.